Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of the Amazing Shinsengumi, Heroes in Love. We are along Soji Okita's route on Chapter 3, Aren't You Scared? And it was very sweet of him to nurse us back to health. So hopefully we can return the favor in kind at some point here, and actually start taking care of him instead of him taking care of us the way it was supposed to be. Alright, so let's jump right in. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. Beneath a sunny sky, in the busy streets, there wasn't a trace of the fire from before. It had completely recovered. I wanted to be useful, so I went out shopping with my spirits high. This change of pace feels better than I originally thought. When I felt my peaceful everyday life had returned, a familiar face passed by me. Hajime? Hajime stopped and turned his face to me. Did something happen? You seem to be in a hurry. I'm on an emergency job. After saying a few words, he left. He didn't show much emotion, but he was usually in a hurry. Could something have happened? It was as if my bad feeling became an omen. I saw more soldiers passing by in a rush. Shinpachi! Did something happen? I called out to a familiar face.
Huh? Oh, it's you. Apparently there's a fire on that street over there.
Another fire? There's like fires galore everywhere in this game.
We're heading to there now.
A fire? As I remembered yesterday's fire, a cold feeling ran down my back. Maybe there's like an arsonist in the town.
It'll be alright. We'll do something about it. You should return to the military post.
Noticing how tense I felt, Shinpachi gave me an encouraging pat on the back. They went on their way. Even though they weren't firefighters, they fearlessly went into the raging flames. The way my dad did when he was a fireman. I want to help too. Shinpachi, please. Please take me with you. I can pour water on people again.
What are you saying? We're not doing this for fun, you know.
I know. I won't play a huge role. It's just, I want to do my part even if it's just a minor job. I respected my dad. A woman like me couldn't become a firefighter. I could carry and pour water. I was sure that was something I could do. I desperately begged him.
You would be useful. Last time you helped out a lot. Having you there will be really reassuring.
Shinpachi smiled brightly. Oh, Shinpachi, why must you make me love you when I'm not on your route?
I thought it would be hard for you to see another fire, but it looks like I don't need to worry. Well then, let's go. Follow me so you don't get left behind.
I quickly followed Shinpachi as he ran with all his might.
Why is Chizuru here?
When we arrived, Soji had an unpleasant look on his face after noticing me.
Here I was thinking you were taking a long time. You separated yourself from everyone to seduce her into coming here, eh, Shinpachi?
Seduce her into coming to a fire? What? I will defend Shinpachi. Shinpachi did nothing wrong. I'm the one who called out to him, and I asked him to bring me here. I stood in front of Shinpachi, facing Soji. This was what I wanted. I couldn't sit by idly and let Shinpachi take the blame.
Bring you here, you say? Knowing full well there was a fire.
Yes, of course. I thought I could do something to help.
Is that so?
Soji let out a sigh as he interrupted me.
Chizuru, I understand what you have to say. However, Shinpachi is the one responsible for arriving late. I will report this to Vice Captain Hijikata. You are fine with that, right, Second Corps Captain? Yes, sir.
Shinpachi replied to Soji's cold words with a somber face. Oh, Shinpachi. I tried to go after Shinpachi to apologize as he was scolded because of me.
Come here.
Soji took my arm and violently pulled me. Hey, be gentle with me. Telling the other officers he was leaving, he pulled me toward the burning building. The vicinity close to a previously burning building wasn't a very popular place to be. There were alleyways on both sides, so if part of the buildings collapsed, the fire wouldn't spread. I was confused as Soji suddenly put a cloth over my eyes. Soji? Shocked, I raised my voice, but it was quietly suppressed. He pinned down both of my hands. I couldn't escape. Now's not the time for this, Soji!
This is the kind of situation you're in. Unknowingly in a dangerous place, unable to see anything.
He whispered into my ear. Shinpachi said I could be of help. I argued, feeling frustrated. I said that I could be of help. In response, Soji forcefully pulled my hands. Is he trying to get me to walk? I'll trust him, so I follow. I don't know what Soji's thinking, but I trust him, so I'll follow.
You're being very cooperative. Where did all your rebellious might go? Is it because you're not sure what I'll do if you resist? Even if you do as I wish, that doesn't necessarily mean you're safe.
He whispered as if to provoke me. It felt like his grip loosened a little. As I walked, I felt the temperature around me increase. I choked, breathing in smoke.
You're unusually calm. You weren't scared of being burned.
I was definitely scared. Shinpachi's kind words cheered me up. I wanted to do anything I could to help. At least, that's what I believed.
Did you know? There's a different kind of danger.
The clear and present one?
Involved with life and death situations like fires.
Along with his words, his hand slid into my kimono. His words slid in my kimono along with his hand? Sorry. Misplaced modifier. Soji, what in the world? Like I said, Soji, now is not the time. You gotta put out the fires.
If I wasn't here, someone else might have done this to you. Is that what you wanted?
Whether it was from being unable to see Soji's warm hand or his words, I was extra nervous. I will accept it.
What's wrong? You're not going to resist?
Soji put his head near my shoulder as he asked me.
Even though you're shaking this much, you're all red and completely embarrassed.
It wasn't his usual teasing voice. It was oppressive.
Ugh.
Suddenly I heard a gasp behind me. Soji's hand quickly let me go. At the same time, I felt him push me further away from him. Something fell, and my blindfold quickly came off. Are you hurt? When I turned around.
Don't turn around. Go. If you don't, I don't know what I'll do.
Really? He shouted with a sharp voice. I was used to his cold tone and teasing voice. This was the first time I heard him so rough, so I did as he said and left without turning around. I fixed my kimono and went back to the place I initially met up with Soji. Most of the soldiers had also returned. Any number of buildings were destroyed. They then started to put out the weak flames. As usual, their work was good. No, even better than the actual firefighters.
How's your dominant hand? Can you hold a sword? He gave me a calm smile, but you know what kind of person he is. We won't even be able to tell unless the doctor looks at him.
I unintentionally overheard their conversation. It was them. How am I supposed to know who was doing which part? Alright, I'm just gonna go leave those voices the way they were. Just, they were Hijikata and Hajime, and I'm not sure who was saying which lines. I turned my head and saw Hajime stare in disagreement as Toshizo spoke to him.
What a rare sight, seeing him burned.
That's true. With his reflexes, Soji should have been able to avoid it.
Soji's been injured? Without thinking, I spoke to Hajime.
You heard that?
Toshizo, having just realized I was there, spoke, but I ignored him and waited for Hajime's answer. I'm so not used to hearing him called Toshizo. I'm used to hearing Hijikata, or Hijikata-sama.
That's what it looks like.
Hajime quietly answered, without changing his expression. Soji was burned. He deserved it. I'm not going to say that. That's horrible. I mean, we're not supposed to say it, but that would be a horrible thing to say. I'm worried about him. Is he alright? It doesn't sound like it's life-threatening, but I'm still worried. If I wasn't there with him, he may have been able to prevent his injury. I may have simply been caught up in it as well, but I regretted not staying there with him. I'm sure if I hadn't come here, I feel like Soji wouldn't have gone to a place like that in the first place. In any case, I'll check up on Soji when I get back to his dormitory. I still don't understand why he did that. I felt a bit uneasy about seeing him again, but I was Soji's caretaker after all, so I couldn't keep avoiding him forever. Plus, I hoped I could talk to him one more time. Well, of course I can talk to him one more time when you live with him. Chapter 4 will be, Can you wipe my body for me? Sure, why not? It'll be my pleasure. So, maybe we get to have a sponge bath episode. That sounds promising. I'm going to go ahead and read that now, and hopefully it'll be uploaded shortly after you hear this. So, hope to see you there or in some of my other videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.